Have you ever felt like people just don't take you seriously? Like you're invisible, or worse, a doormat that everyone feels free to walk all over? Let me tell you a story that changed everything for me. A story about the one psychological shift that transforms how the world sees you. Picture this. I used to be the classic people pleaser. The guy who would apologize when someone else stepped on his shoe. My backbone was made of wet tissue paper, and people could sense it from a mile away. I was basically a human welcome mat, complete with an invisible sign that read, "Please walk all over me." It all started on a random Tuesday that felt exactly like every other day of my life. I was sitting in a meeting watching my ideas get trampled, interrupted, and completely ignored. My colleagues would talk right over me and I'd just smile and nod, the human equivalent of a bobblehead doll. Inside I was screaming, but outside? I was the poster child for professional doormatism. Then something magical happened. And by magical, I mean absolutely terrifying at first. I discovered the nuclear option of personal respect, a psychological judo move that would change everything. It wasn't about being aggressive. It wasn't about becoming a jerk. It was about understanding a fundamental truth that most people never learn. Respect isn't given. It's claimed. Think about that for a second. Most people walk around believing that if they're just nice enough, patient enough, or good enough, people will automatically respect them. Spoiler alert. That's about as effective as trying to stop a tornado with a paper umbrella. The real secret is something so simple, yet so powerful, that it feels like a superpower once you master it. It's about setting boundaries so clear that people don't just respect them, they marvel at them. Imagine having an invisible force field that commands respect without you having to say a word. But here's the crazy part. Most people are terrified of setting boundaries. They'd rather suffer in silence than risk making someone uncomfortable. Sound familiar? Trust me, I was the king of that kingdom of silent suffering. What if I told you that learning this one shift could transform every single relationship in your life? From your workplace to your personal relationships, from family dynamics to romantic partnerships. One psychological adjustment that makes people stop and actually listen when you speak. Are you ready to discover the secret that separates the respected from the overlooked? If you're tired of being invisible, if you're done with people treating you like an afterthought, then smash that subscribe button. Because what's coming next is going to blow your mind and change how you show up in the world forever. This isn't just another motivational speech. This is your personal permission slip to start demanding the respect you deserve. Hit subscribe, and let's dive deep into the game-changing strategy that turns you from a background character into the hero of your own story. Remember how I said respect is claimed, not given? Let me break down exactly what that means. And trust me, it's nothing like the generic advice you've heard 1,000 times before. Most people think setting boundaries is about being confrontational. Newsflash, it's actually about being crystal clear. It's like being a GPS for human interactions. You're not arguing about the route, you're simply stating the most direct path. Think of boundaries like an invisible force field. Not a brick wall that keeps everyone out, but a smart, flexible barrier that says, "This is where I start and where you end." The magic happens in how you communicate this force field. Let me share a game-changing example from my own life. In my previous job, I was the guy who always said yes. More projects? Yes. Extra work on weekends? Absolutely. Cover for a colleague's shift? Sign me up. I was basically a professional yes machine, running on nothing but coffee and people-pleasing adrenaline. My breaking point came during a project that was sucking the life out of me faster than a vampire at an all-you-can-eat buffet. I was working 16-hour days, missing family dinners, and my stress levels were higher than a skyscraper. And you know what? Nobody was going to save me except myself. So I did something radical. I started saying no. Not in an aggressive way, but in a calm, clear, matter-of-fact manner that left no room for negotiation. I appreciate the opportunity, but this doesn't align with my current priorities, became my new mantra. The first time I used this phrase, I was terrified. Would I get fired? Would people think I was difficult? Spoiler alert, the exact opposite happened. People started respecting me more. My manager looked at me differently. Colleagues began to see me as someone with clear priorities, not just a human rubber stamp. But here's the real psychological kung fu. It's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. Tone is everything. Imagine delivering a boundary with the same casual energy you'd use to order a coffee. No anger, no defensiveness, just pure, confident clarity. This isn't about being mean. It's about being authentic. It's about understanding that your time, energy, and peace are precious resources that aren't up for negotiation. Every time you say yes to something you don't want, you're saying no to something you do want. The most respected people in any room aren't the loudest or the most aggressive. They're the ones who know exactly who they are, what they stand for, and aren't afraid to communicate that with unwavering confidence. Are you ready to unlock the secret code of commanding respect without saying a word? If you're tired of being an afterthought and want to become the main character of your own life, then smash that subscribe button right now. What's coming next will show you exactly how to transform from a background character to the most respected person in any room. Get ready to learn the final piece of the respect puzzle. A strategy so powerful, it'll make people sit up and take notice the moment you walk into a room. Subscribe now and let's complete this transformation together. Now we're getting to the nuclear option, the ultimate strategy that separates those who are respected from those who are simply tolerated. This isn't just about setting boundaries, it's about creating a personal brand of respect that becomes your invisible signature. Let me introduce you to the concept of energetic positioning. It's not about what you say, it's about how you show up in the world. Imagine your presence as a radio signal. What frequency are you broadcasting? Are you sending out "please walk all over me" vibes, or "I'm valuable and I know it" energy? Most people broadcast weakness without even realizing it. Slouched shoulders, apologetic tone, constant over-explaining. These are like giant neon signs that scream, "I'm unsure of myself." The most respected individuals do the exact opposite. They've mastered the art of quiet confidence. Think about the most respected people you know. They don't need to prove anything. They don't interrupt. They don't boast. They simply exist with a sense of self-assuredness that's magnetic. It's like they've got an invisible force field of respect surrounding them. Here's a practical hack that changed everything for me: the power of the strategic pause. When someone tries to disrespect you or push your boundaries, instead of getting defensive or apologetic, you pause. Just pause. It's like emotional jujitsu. That moment of silence becomes a powerful statement that says, "I'm processing this and I'm not automatically agreeing." Let me give you a real-world example. In a meeting where someone was trying to steamroll my ideas, instead of immediately defending myself or shrinking back, I took a deliberate, calm breath. I looked directly at them, maintained eye contact, and then responded with measured clarity. The entire room's energy shifted. Suddenly, I wasn't the pushover. I was the person in control. This isn't about being confrontational. It's about being unshakable. It's about understanding that your worth isn't determined by how quickly you respond or how much you please others. Your worth is inherent, non-negotiable. The real secret? Respect starts with how you respect yourself. Every time you compromise your values, every time you ignore your own needs, you're teaching people how to treat you. It's like training a puppy. Consistent boundaries create consistent behavior. But here's the most powerful part. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a practice. A daily commitment to showing up as the most authentic version of yourself. Some days you'll nail it, some days you'll stumble. And that's okay. The journey of self-respect is exactly that, a journey. Imagine walking into any room and knowing deep in your bones that you are worthy of respect. Not because of your job title, not because of your achievements, but simply because you exist. That's the ultimate power move. Are you ready to become the most respected version of yourself? To stop being an afterthought and start being the main character? This is more than a strategy, this is a complete life transformation. If you're ready to claim your power, to set boundaries that matter, and to become utterly unshakable, then there's only one thing left to do. Hit that subscribe button right now. What we've covered is just the tip of the respect iceberg. The full strategy is waiting, and trust me, it's going to change everything. Your future self will thank you for taking this step today. Subscribe now, and let's turn you into the most respected version of yourself.